Our final honoree has been dubbed the Queen of Rock and Roll, but that's hardly all she is. With 11 Grammy Awards across pop, country, music for children, tropical Latin, and Mexican American categories, as well as a recent Kennedy Center honor, she defied convention and categorization. Her album Canciones de mi Padre remains the highest-selling non-English language album in US history. We're proud to present the 2020 Legend Award to the one, the only, Linda Ronstadt.
It's an honor for us to congratulate you and to this Legend Award.
Thank you so much. When I was a little kid growing up in Tucson, I didn't think about growing up being famous. I thought about growing up and being a singer.
After moving to Los Angeles in the 1960s from her hometown of Tucson, Arizona, Linda Ronstadt found herself at the forefront of a new wave of folk and rock music, finding her first success with the band The Stone Ponies and singing with artists like Jackson Browne and the Eagles. Ronstadt soon found herself with hit after hit on the pop, rock, and country charts simultaneously. And by the end of the 70s, she was the undisputed queen of rock and roll, outperforming artists like Joni Mitchell, Stevie Nicks, and Carly Simon, and becoming the first female music superstar. Not content with just singing rock and roll, though, Ronstadt found herself branching out into other genres like American standards, jazz, opera, and musical theater, and even found herself collaborating with fellow music icons Dolly Parton and Emmylou Harris on their celebrated country album, Trio.
I always wanted to sing. It was in a little club. As long as people were quiet, that's all I cared about. I pictured myself in a little beautiful theater, you know, like for maybe 500 seats, and a proscenium, and everybody being really quiet and me singing. But I wasn't quite sure what I was going to sing, but I just knew I would be singing.
But it was in 1987 that Ronstadt was finally able to release her dream project, an album of Mexican music she called Canciones de mi Padre.
I wanted to record Mexican music from the time I left when I was 18. I had a hit record, and then I asked the record company if I could record in Spanish. They said no. And I kept insisting that I wanted to sing Mexican music. And finally I had enough hit records that I could just tell the record company, guess what, this is what you're getting. And to their credit, they stepped up and tried to figure out how to sell it. They didn't have any idea how to market a Mexican record. They should have called it Los Tigres. They know how to do it.
The album was a record-setting hit and remains the highest-selling non-English language album in U.S. history.
I was grateful. I hadn't thought about it while I was making it. I just thought, I'm going to make this record and it's going to be fine. And then they had to put it out, and they said, we don't know how to market this. And I said, oh, just put it out. And we had a tour booked. And I thought it'll be fine, but Mexicans don't buy tickets in advance. It's all walk-up business. And so the first bunch of shows that opened, we didn't think anybody was going to be there. And then I was concerned. I thought, oh no, I've done something horrible. I just didn't think about it as a career move. It just wasn't. It was important to me to make the record and to do the best I could on it.
Returning to her pop and folk rock roots through the 90s and early 2000s, everything changed in 2011 when Ronstadt announced her retirement from music, having been diagnosed with progressive supranuclear palsy, a degenerative brain condition similar to Parkinson's. Despite her retirement from performing, Ronstadt remains active, becoming the first Latina to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, receiving a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Grammys and a Kennedy Center honor. And despite losing her singing voice, Ronstadt's records carry on her legacy and bring her enthusiasm for music and her Mexican heritage to future generations.
I think it could benefit Mexican Americans and Latinos tremendously to not have to be marginalized and made it into invisible people. You know, you're standing in a restaurant, somebody comes and asks you to get them a beer just because you're Mexican. It's appalling. And again, I was born into the white bubble of privilege because I have a Latin name and a light skin. But I had plenty of Mexican friends, and I saw what they were putting up with, and I'd hear what people would say when they weren't around. They didn't realize I was Mexican. But you know, there's a thing about, I would talk about being Mexican in an interview, and they wouldn't write it. They just ignored it. It was like I was invisible. The Mexican part of me was getting invisible. My grandfather was born in Mexico. And my grandmother was too, but it was called Arizona very shortly afterward. And we always lived in that area. We didn't move, the border moved, you know. So I was kind of resentful that people would say I wasn't Mexican. And then I am too. We eat tamales for Christmas. entitles me to be a Mexican.
Thank you for thinking about us to come and do this. I mean, for us it's a big pleasure because we're big fans of Linda.
big fan.
Canciones de mi padre.
Sí,
That's my American, and I can
thank
tell
you.
It was
Thank you.
beautiful.
We're very happy about it.
It's nice to have that part of me validated.